Welcome back to episode 820 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show. We're headed into segment number 3 with Laura Rullo, LauraRullomusic.com. In segment 2, we learned a little bit more background information. We're going to go a little deeper and find out some more information from. Hey, Laura. So you started playing piano, you said when you were 5, right?
Yes.
When did you realize that you wanted to be a musician? Before then? Was it?
I'd say it was before then because it's not something that my parents said, hey, Laura, you're going to play the piano now, or they didn't even ask me, hey, do you want to play the piano? One morning I just woke up and said, hey, Mom and Dad, I want to play the piano. And when I woke up, I believe it was my birthday. It might have been, I don't think it was Christmas because I think I would remember, but I think it was my birthday. And I came downstairs. My dad got me out of bed and I'm like, let me sleep. It's my birthday. I'm exhausted. And he brought me down the stairs and there's a little keyboard sitting there for me. And it was very, very hard at first, to play these 3 notes on the keyboard and memorize which keys are which. But once I got the hang of it, I wanted to expand my musical knowledge and start getting into some other instruments and learning how to do some other things. But it's become a huge part of my life, and music has always been a part of my parents' life as well, even though they didn't force it on me. It was something that I wanted to do. My mom played violin and viola when she was in high school, and my dad was a drummer. So I've had a very musical background my whole life.
So you've mentioned keyboards, piano, and guitar. What else do you play?
Well, I dabble in a little bit of bass. I just picked up my first bass, but if you play the guitar, you can pretty much pick up the bass and kind of get a handle on it. A little bit of ukulele. My sister is more into that than I am. I've never, played that live, but just messing around with it, like I could play it if I had to. Pretty much anything that is related to guitar. I play a lot of 12-string guitar out. I really enjoy doing that just because it's, it's something different. You play it the same as a 6-string guitar, but I usually tune it differently to make it more interesting, and that's always a lot of fun to kind of spice up my live shows.
So the listeners have heard what I'm about to say multiple times. They're probably like, really? But my 3 kids are also musicians. They haven't done any writing per se yet. But my daughter Emmeline sings and plays the flute. My daughter Bria plays the sax, the clarinet, and sings. My son sang for the first time a solo yesterday at church. He does sing, but he doesn't sing by himself. My daughter's sitting right there. He also plays the guitar, the bass, the keyboards, drums, trumpet, trombone, euphonium, French horn.
Man, that's everything.
Yeah, pretty much anything brass he can play.
Yeah.
He can play his sister's instruments. And I once asked him how many instruments he's going to learn, and he said all of them.
That's some perseverance right there.
But yeah, so that's why I asked, because it seems to be a thing now. I'm going to age myself, that the younger generation is really learning how to play multiple instruments.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome. I do not know how.
Maybe at some point you'll figure it out,
Well, I think my job is to introduce everybody to the musician.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. What has been an embarrassing moment that you've had on stage?
Oh, geez. Oh, man. When I first started, I was always embarrassed because, I was scared to get up there and even sing at all, I'd get so nervous and I didn't want to talk to the audience, so I just would get up there and, feel dumb half the time. I'm this little 12-year-old and everyone else knows so much more than me, and I'm getting up there I don't want to say anything. I get up there with my little iPad and don't look at me. I'm scared. I can't even remember my name right now. I'm so scared. There was one time when I was playing in a band at a place in Irwin. I was helping host an open mic, and 2 of the guys on stage started fighting with each other from across the stage. So that was fun. trying to handle that. So that was kind of a little embarrassing to everybody in there. You could tell the vibe in the room was just kind of like everybody just kind of went quiet. But by the end of the night, they were buddies again, so it's all good. We're all good. But
Have you been like? Was that a one-time deal, or have you?
yeah, that was a one-time deal. I don't usually play with other musicians very often. When I get the chance, I definitely jump all over it because it's just so much fun. But our musician friends are always so busy, doing their own thing. It's really hard to make your schedules line up to the point where you can get together to even practice. But, when given the chance, I definitely jump on it.
Before I forget, we are kind of dwindling down on time.
I'm sorry.
What is the name of the album?
I think we're just going to leave it, the first one, untitled because obviously I plan to come out with a couple different ones. But I think we're just going to kind of call it the Laura Rullo debut album and just kind of put a picture up there and say Laura Rullo and see what happens.
Okay.
So,
I did jump on your Spotify earlier. I saw that Invisible was on there.
yes.
Where else can people find your music?
Pretty much any streaming service that you like to find music. So Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music. There's an app that one of the radio stations that I'm on uses called VoWave. That's sort of more complicated than the other streaming services, but if anyone wants to check that out, my stuff is up there as well.
Sorry, something.
No, you're good. You're good.
I never claimed to be professional. I just have lots of episodes.
That makes you a professional, I promise.
Okay, we'll take it. If you had 30 seconds on national TV to tell, don't panic, it's not really happening, to tell the people that are watching that channel why they should go to LauraRulloMusic.com, what would you tell them?
Without trying to, we're not bragging here. It's shameless self-promotion is what's happening here. But I would say Laura Rullo has had lots of growth throughout her music career. And she has a very diverse set list. And she tries to bring lots of energy to the stage whenever she plays and just kind of make it lots of fun.
Cool. So I do need to, I told you I have a new mic. I do have to do a real quick segment about my new mic.
All right.
Because I am sponsored by this company, and it's required part of sponsorship. Supposed to keep the name on screen at all times, but I'm still working on a desk situation. But it's Mono is the name of the company, Mono.com. And if you decide you want to buy anything there, you should use the coupon BuildTheScene, which will get you, I believe it's 10% off anything $35 up. And it got me a new microphone.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we have about 45 seconds left. I'm going to hit you with one more quick question.
All right.
Yeah. If you were going to host your own podcast about music, what one question would you ask?
I mean, if I could steal your pizza question, I think I'd probably go for that because it's such a good question and you learn so much about, what's in the area. People are always looking for places to eat, so I think people would appreciate that.
I love that that's the one you want to use.
Yeah, and ice cream because I'm a big ice cream lover.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think you should do that, and then we can link our podcast together.
Yeah, yeah. So that way I'm not like stealing your idea.
Doc Rock, who runs MetalShop101.com, is also on Music from 412, and he hates my pizza question.
How come?
I have no idea. And then Rocky, who owns Music from the 412, interviewed Ryan Roxy, who's a guitar player of Alice, the Alice Cooper band. And he asked my pizza question, and Ryan shot him a dirty look. And then he answered it, but he shot him a dirty look. So it kind of gets mixed reactions. But, hey, Laura, I want to thank you for hanging out with us on episode number 820.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Everyone, make sure you go to LauraRulloMusic.com. Also, tune in to musicfrom412.com tomorrow at 8 p.m., where the Episode 8 of the Pennsylvania Rock Show Flashback will be airing. That one is featuring Josie and the Corruption. And I have two more tracks for you tonight. They are the Lyricals and their song Breakdown, and Neostem and their very, very 90s grunge version of their track Lackluster. Make sure you join us each and every Monday night. We have come to the end of the show. That means it's time for me to spin the wheel and find out who is going to win 2 tickets courtesy of Dressy Entertainment on behalf of Music from the 412. This week's giveaway is for the Lynch Mob show on Tuesday, April 7th at Jurgles. It also features openers Northern Steel. It's a 6 p.m. start time with a 5 p.m. early entry, 8 p.m. showtime. Tickets range from $43.65 to $59.65 a piece. There's still time to head to DreskyEntertainment.com to purchase some of those. It is 21 and over. I had Nikki Praza, Thomas Trainer, Jeff Brooks, and Keith Ladig sign up. You'll notice their names are on the wheel multiple times. I think I'm going to shuffle 3 times. And we're going to spin, and we're going to find out who is headed to that April 7th show to see Lynch Mob with Northern Steel. And the answer to that question is Nikki Praza. Nikki, keep an eye on your email. You'll be receiving an email from me and a follow-up email from Dressy Entertainment telling you how to receive those tickets. If you are unfamiliar with the contest, all you have to do is go to musicfromthe412.com/contest, click on a show that you're interested in, and follow the directions. It does ask you for your name and email address. We only use that to contact you should you win. We delete it. We use it for nothing else. My name is Bill, and I will see you on the next Pennsylvania Rock Show.